And you see major players, Google Cloud, IBM, and startups like Olive AI building modules specifically for EHRs, claims platforms, patient portals. The trend is definitely embedding AI into existing healthcare software. It's a hot area.
Okay, it definitely sounds like AI is set to really transform so many parts of healthcare. But there have to be challenges, right? Hurdles to overcome.
Oh, absolutely. You're right. The potential is immense, but there are significant hurdles. Data privacy and security is probably top of the list.
Understandably, healthcare data is incredibly sensitive.
Exactly. Complying with regulations like IPA, GDPR, it's complex. You need really robust security, transparent data use. The risk of breaches is a major concern.
Makes sense. And what about the rules, regulations, ethics? Is that keeping pace?
That's another big one. Existing rules for medical devices weren't really designed for AI that learns and changes over time. Regulatory bodies like the FDA, EMA, they're still developing standards.
So there's some uncertainty.
Definitely. Hospitals can be cautious without clear approval pathways, clear rules on liability. And then there's a whole issue of algorithmic bias.
Bias. How so?
Well, if the data used to train the AI isn't representative of the whole population, the AI might perform worse for certain groups. Plus, the black box problem, sometimes it's hard to know why an AI made a certain recommendation, which undermines trust. We need explainability.
Right. Need to understand the why.
So, standardized guidelines for responsible AI are still emerging.
And practically speaking, getting these systems to work with existing hospital IT. Is that easy?
Often not. Many providers have older legacy systems, siloed EHRs. Integrating AI needs sophisticated data pipelines, APIs. It's a technical challenge.
And you need to make sure it actually fits into how doctors and nurses work, right? Not just add complexity.
Right. Exactly. Aligning AI tools with clinical workflows is crucial. If it just adds a burden, you risk clinician burnout.
Okay. Any other technical limits?
Well, AI model performance really depends on data quality. Garbage in, garbage out, basically. Biased, incomplete, noisy data. That's a problem.
Right.
And an AI trained in one hospital might not work as well in another, the generalization issue. Plus, the computing power, the infrastructure needed, it can be costly. And we need rigorous, real-world validation beyond just academic studies.
So, lots to navigate. Regulatory uncertainty, ethical questions, technical integration, data quality.
It's complex. Stakeholders, investors, they need to be aware of all this. Compliance, ethical safeguards like bias audits, explainability, these are becoming crucial.
Okay, so lots of challenges. But looking ahead, the future still seems bright. What are the key directions? Where should the focus be, maybe for investment?
Well, one clear trend is just more data, better AI. Models will keep improving. And we're seeing the rise of generative AI, large language models.
Like ChatGPT, but for medicine.
Kind of. Automating notes, summarizing research papers, maybe patient Q&A bots. Investors should definitely watch companies applying Gen AI effectively.
Interesting. What about specific applications? Where's the highest value right now?
Focusing on high-value use cases seems smart. The more mature areas are still diagnostics, imaging, pathology, and chronic disease monitoring. Also, operational efficiency coding, claims automation.
So areas with clear cost reduction or throughput improvements.
Exactly. Solutions with a clear ROI.
And the foundation for all this? The data infrastructure.
Absolutely critical. Robust data warehousing, cloud platforms, companies that help integrate data securely, maybe using federated learning where data stays local, they'll be valuable.
And partnerships.
Crucial. Tech firms need to work closely with healthcare providers, with clinicians. Investors should really encourage that collaboration, make sure the tools actually work in practice.
Makes sense. And navigating those regulations we talked about.
Yeah, that remains key. Favor firms with clear FDA or EMA strategies, strong compliance cultures. Keep an eye on policy, the EU's AI Act, new data laws. Supporting startups focused on fairness, data consent, that's important too.
What about globally? Beyond the big markets?
Huge potential there, especially where there are clinician shortages, AI for primary care diagnostics, telemedicine triage, bridging access gaps.
So affordable AI platforms for emerging markets.
Yes, and more AI integrated into telehealth generally. That's a growth area.
And finally, ethics and transparency, still important.
Absolutely. Investing in explainable AI, ethical oversight tools. It builds trust with doctors and patients. It's not just ethical, it's becoming a competitive edge. Companies with transparency, with bias mitigation, they'll likely do better long term.
Okay, so building trust, ensuring fairness is key. What's the bottom line then for looking at AI in healthcare's future?
Well, in summary, it's a massive, fast-growing field. Success likely lies in focusing on solutions that demonstrably improve care quality, accessibility, or efficiency.
While staying aligned with regulations and ethics.
Exactly. And leveraging all that health data effectively, we'll probably see more consolidation to big tech and healthcare players acquiring AI startups. Look at ecosystem plays integrating with major EHRs or niche pure play startups.
So bringing it all together, AI is genuinely reshaping healthcare. Faster, more accurate diagnoses, personalized treatments, proactive monitoring, streamlined admin.
It touches almost everything.
We're already seeing real examples, FDA-cleared tools, AI in clinics. Challenges exist, yes, privacy, regulation, integration, but the potential feels vast.
It really does.
And on that note, here's something for you, our listener, to think about. Given these rapid advances, this explosion of health data, what ethical considerations do you think will become most critical in the next decade of AI-driven healthcare? And what role do we as individuals play in ensuring responsible innovation? Definitely something worth pondering.